Hello, hello, hi, folks. Welcome. Happy Wednesday. In hopes that you squeezed more out of your day than the day squeezed out of you. I am Sean Azimi with SideGigSean.com, where I help you look, start, and grow your side business. Welcome. Good to see you. So, here in America, Jenny, what is happening? So, here in America, tonight is Thanksgiving Eve. Once a year, we celebrate. It says Facebook.com/stars. Um, I'm not sure what that is, but are you trying to send stars? So it's celebrated every year, right? And you have a feast of food. You got turkey and you got all kinds of stuff, right? So normally I actually have Thanksgiving at my place, and last year I didn't. Last year I was a mess. Remember, last year I was freshly broken up, and that was a disaster. I was definitely a mess, and that's funny. And so I definitely didn't do it last year, and this year I'm not doing it again. I'm going to be with Fam Bam, but it brings me to a thought that I really ask of you to be very sensitive towards. Okay, so there was a time that one of my jobs, right, one of my 38 jobs, one Samir, namaste. It's automatic, it's just automatic. Good to see you, brother. You're gonna enjoy this live. You guys are gonna really enjoy this live. I hope. So tag your peeps, tag your people. Again, this is a safe zone. Tag your peeps, tag your friends, tag everybody. So I normally have Thanksgiving on my place, but I don't now. But one of my jobs. This is what I was saying. One of my jobs, one of my 38 jobs, I worked at a jewelry store here in U.S. called Tiffany's. Tiffany's. It's always been rough for me. So I worked there for a good number of years, for about 3 years. And I remember the last year that I was there, this is early 2000. The last year I was there, I remember there was an incident um, that, what was it? A customer had called in to customer service, and and the customer service rep, when they hung up, before they hung up, they told the customer Merry Christmas. And it was Christmas time, obviously. It wasn't June. So it was Christmas time, and the customer rep said, Merry Christmas. And I don't know how long after, just a few weeks after, we heard all this shebang about, oh, you can't say Merry Christmas to people anymore. And you just got to say Happy Holidays, because, well, some people are not Christians, and some people don't celebrate Christmas. So why would you say Merry Christmas? Like, this has become, now it's like, I remember the beginning of this, right? So now it's become like, people are afraid to say, like, Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, Happy Iftar. Like, people are afraid to say these things nowadays. God forbid somebody gets offended. Well, since we are so close to the holidays, and tomorrow is Thanksgiving, and some people celebrate, some people don't, and and then we got Christmas, and we got New Year's, and all this stuff is coming up. I thought it would be a good idea to talk about this, because I have mixed thoughts about, hey, wishing people Merry Christmas when you don't know if they celebrate Christmas or not. Okay. Um, I don't know what to wish them. If it's Christmas, I'm gonna wish them Merry Christmas. Why would I wish them anything else? Like that doesn't make any sense to me. Like when people get offended, it's like you can simply just say, "Oh, I appreciate it. I don't celebrate Christmas." Okay. I mean, if you don't celebrate Christmas, then you shouldn't have no Christmas tree, no decorations, no gift exchange, nothing like that. You should not participate in any of that if you don't celebrate. But let's say you don't. Okay. I want to know, how am I supposed to know? It's Christmas and I'm wishing everybody a Merry Christmas, right? And if somebody doesn't appreciate that, they can turn around and say, well, I don't celebrate Christmas. Like if somebody turned around to me and said, Happy Hanukkah, I wouldn't slap him in the face. I wouldn't like call the cops and call the authorities and say, oh my God, how dare she? She told me Happy Hanukkah. How stupid is that? Like, isn't that dumb? That's dumb. Like, what if somebody said that to me, Happy Hanukkah? What would I do? Like call like the cops? What should I do? Freak out? Oh my God! How dare you? Stop it, people. Right? Well, I didn't want to give you this much of an intro, but it just happened. Now, the Stoics have a good way of handling this stuff. Are you guys still there? Sorry. But yeah. The Stoics have a good way of handling this. I say Merry Christmas because that's what they celebrate and say. I used to feel that way when someone changed my mind, just being transparent. Yeah, I just say Merry Christmas too. If somebody gets offended, well, I'm sorry. I don't know what to say. I think if somebody gets offended for me to tell them Merry Christmas, but there's a lot more stuff going on than just me telling them Merry Christmas and them tripping out. You know what I mean? There's so much more like going on there that, you know. But the Stoics have a good way of handling it, right? Yeah, so I still say Merry Christmas. I said it even at Tiffany's still, and people would say, don't. I'm like, why not? And I wasn't even a Christian then. I wasn't even a Christian. I was a Muslim, right? And I was wishing people Merry Christmas. Why? Because it was Christmas. Like how? Anyway, to me, it doesn't make sense. Maybe to somebody else makes sense. You're in America. It's Christmas season. Anyway, the Stoics have a good way of saying it. Throw some hearts, loves, some good stuff. Jenny has got some comments. Wait, I don't even tell them if they wish me Merry Christmas. I just thank them. I've never had a tree celebrate Christmas. People yell at me that my kids missed out on Christmas. I grew up without Christmas and live. It's all I know. We enjoy watching it. Yeah, totally. It's not a big deal, folks. Like people make it such a big deal. It's like, oh my God, I got offended. It's like if I'm Christian, I go to somebody else's house and they're not Christian and they don't have a Christmas tree. I'm not going to call the cops on them. I'm not going to call the authorities and say, you know what? It's Christmas and this person doesn't have a Christmas tree. It's like, who cares? They don't celebrate. And if somebody comes to my home and they see a Christmas tree, well, then they should think that I celebrate, right? And so I really congratulate you for sticking with your tradition and culture and teaching that to your kids. I love that. I think it's confusing if you don't celebrate Christmas and then you got the Christmas tree and gifts and Santa Claus is coming down the tree or there's a chimney or wherever he comes. And like, that's confusing. You're confusing the kid and confusing like everybody else. But, yeah, so the Stoics have a really good way of handling this. The Stoics, well, not the Stoics, But Marcus Aurelius, in his book Meditation, he writes that you have a superpower. Now, I titled this as "Be Agnostic." Now, you're probably thinking, "What the heck just happened to Sean overnight? Did he just go agnostic on us overnight?" No, I have not gone agnostic for sure. Glow, glow. What's going on? Merry Christmas. That's funny. Um, that's funny. Um, I have not gone agnostic, but I'm asking you to go agnostic in this situation right now, and use your superpower. Marcus Aurelius, in his book Meditation, talks about using your superpower, and you have the superpower that you can have. Ready for this? This may blow your mind. I'm just going to tell you right now, this right here may blow your mind that you have this superpower and you probably didn't even know it. Like everybody has this. This superpower is so powerful, okay, that it's just going to change everything for you if you put it to use. So Marcus Aurelius says everybody's got a superpower, and this superpower is that you can have no opinion about things, that you don't have to have an opinion about everything. You can just zip it and live your life and not have an opinion about everything. If somebody says, "Hey, Merry Christmas," and you're like, what did you just say? What did you just say? How dare you? I'm calling the call. You know what? I'm going to go on the news and tell everybody this person, without knowing, said Merry Christmas to me. Some of you may not like this, but that's dumb. Okay? You don't have to have an opinion about everything. There was a time I thought everything revolves around me. I figured that's not the case. Many people told me that. Bro, the world doesn't revolve around Sean. I remember. Anyway, right? And the world doesn't revolve around you either. It just doesn't. So it's totally okay to not have an opinion. It's totally okay to say, "Oh, you know what? I appreciate it." Why would you appreciate it? Because why? Because they took the time and just wish you a Merry Christmas. They could have just said, "See ya, appreciate it," but just clarify that, you know what, I appreciate it, but I don't celebrate that, right? When Muslim people run into me and say stuff like that, and I say, "I appreciate it, thanks, but I don't celebrate that anymore." I mean, I'm not going to run to this, the news and get on Channel 5 News and tell the whole world. Now, here's the thing. If you haven't, and here's where I want to go with this. If you have an opinion about that, like if you get all like, weird about it, you got to, I've talked about this so many times, you got to look at patterns. Where else? Because the problem is not Christmas and Hanukkah and these are the two that come up in my mind right around the same time. So that's not the problem. There's a bigger issue, deeper issue. So you got to look at patterns. Where else are you saying, like I'm getting offended, right? So this is gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. Okay. I wonder if I should say it. The more wounds you have, the more sensitive you're going to be, the more stuff are going to just bug you and offend you. It's the truth. I'm an example of that. I've had to work on many of my wounds so I'm not easily offended. I used to be offended left and freaking right. Believe me, I was a weak little guy. But yeah, I used to be offended left and right, but I never let it out. So I was one of those that I just kind of held it in and it just would cry inside, right? I would never. I've always been like that. I'm very loud, but I'm very private, so I don't like throw it out. But I'll get offended left and right, man, left and right, boys, girls, adults, young, just left and right, and it was just too much. I had to work on a lot of my stuff. Now, there's only maybe two, three things that would really get to me, like bug the heck out of me. I'm still working on them, praying on them, but not much stuff. I mean, I've heard all kinds of stuff lately, especially. Oh my God, all kinds of stuff, and just laugh at it. I just just laugh. I don't know what to say. I don't really know what to say anymore. I just laugh at it and just move on, you know. I pray for them, I laugh at them, and I just move on. So you got to work on those wounds, because the more, I'm telling you, the more you're getting offended, you got to look to see where else it's showing up, because it's the wound. It's like this cut I got on my freaking thumb today. Just, yeah. So it's the wounds. You got to work on those wounds in order to be able to handle some of this stuff. And here's the thing: you don't have to have an opinion about everything and everyone. It's totally okay not to have an opinion about everything and everyone. You don't have to, you know. You can just walk away. If you look at my daily quotes the past 2, 3 days, it's all been about walking away from the war. Do you guys pay attention to those, by the way? Like the caption of those quotes is all me. Like I sit down, I think about it, I draw it out, and I write the caption. So, and I particularly pick each quote for the day. Like I spend a good amount of time picking the quote. So a lot the past few days, it's all been about, hey, just walk away. It's better to walk away and not get engaged in some stupid ping pong match back and forth that it's not worth it, right? Um, one of these days, I'm gonna do I'll do an I'll do a live on the types of silence as an answer, because there's a few types of being silent when you're really wanting to talk, right? So I'll do a live on that, because I think that's a really good one. But you don't have to have an opinion about everything. You don't have to get bugged and just like cry to mama and daddy, and just, oh my God, God, just please work on your own wounds, and just be okay with saying, hey, listen, I appreciate it, thank you for thinking of me, but I'm just, I don't celebrate Christmas, so, or whatever it is. If it's a Hanukkah season and somebody turns around and tells me, and it's funny because it doesn't really happen a whole lot, but let's say somebody says to me, happy Hanukkah. Actually, it's happened once before. Happy Hanukkah. I just said thank you. I appreciate it. What made you think I'm Jewish? One, two is that I don't celebrate it. I was curious, actually. I was curious to know why. What made you think that? Is it the nose, or, you know? But anyway, hopefully you guys got some love. Again, don't have an opinion about everything. It's totally okay not to get offended. Please. Rhino skin, man. Rhino skin. Have some thick skin. It's okay. Not everything's about you. Not everybody's out there to get you. You know. And yeah. Chattanooga, not Hunter. Oh my goodness. You can tell that I'm not Jew. That's embarrassing. Oh my goodness. Thank you for correcting me. I said it several times. I should have looked at the comments. Thank you. I appreciate it. Hopefully, you guys got some love, some inspiration, some value from this. I'm pretty sure a couple takeaways are in the comments. Come on now. And if you feel like this is worthy of sharing, do what you got to do. Spread the love, tag a couple people. With that, I am Sean Azimi with SideGigSean.com, where I help you look, start, and grow your side business. Signing off until tomorrow when we do it all over again. Much love.